Hey Internet, Eric here. Fantastical February continues. What that is, if you're new to the gimmick or the channel, every month this year, unless I have a live stream planned or a random video where I want to talk about a certain movie, or like the last video that I uploaded, have an unboxing, every month we'll have a certain gimmick to it. Last month, Jean-Claude Van January, I discussed nothing but Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. Excuse me, this month is Fantastical February, and what that is I'm discussing fantasy movies. Swords and Sandals, I just discussed all the Conan movies, as well as Red Sonja. Fairy tales, anything with mythical creatures, all that jazz. And if you're into fantasy, one of the main things people think of is the board game Dungeons and Dragons. And I really want to watch and discuss uh, Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves because I heard it was a great movie. What was his name? Chris Pine? Is that in it? The guy who's in it? The guy from the Star Trek reboots? Anyways, but I figured before I discuss that one, which a lot of people loved, I'm going to discuss, or for a first time watch, Dungeons and Dragons. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. This came out in 2000. I just finished watching it, and I don't really know what the fucking main plot is about, but I'm going to try my damnedest. So we got Thora Birch, who is basically the childlike empress. She has a staff that can control red dragons. And I don't know the difference between red dragons and purple dragons and green dragons and gold dragons. It doesn't fucking matter because every time she's on screen, nothing happens. Jeremy Irons is a wizard or a warlord. I don't fucking know. He wants to steal the staff with the help of his henchmen. While that's happening, Justin Whalen, who plays Ridley, and his buddy Snails, played by Marlon Wayans, they're thieves. They get caught up in some bullshit where they have to rescue this librarian chick with the help of a fucking elf and a useless dwarf. As you can tell, I was not a huge fan of this movie. Now, I know nothing about Dungeons and Dragons, the game. My only association, I guess you would say, with it is the 80s Saturday morning cartoon. Let's get into this. I was expecting a lot worse. I didn't fucking hate this movie, but I didn't like it. Let's get to the acting first. We got Justin Whalen, who is not that great of an actor. I've only seen him in a few things. Child's Play 3 sucked. Serial Mom did what he had to do, but he was one of those characters that you just fucking hated. In this, he's kind of likable as the lead. It's weird thinking him as the lead. He plays a thief. He teams up with Marlon Wayans, and he tries his best to be a charismatic hero. He has good chemistry with Marlon Wayans. I'll give him that. They do act like they're buddies. You know, they do pull that off together. But he's not an action hero. When he tries to be dramatic, he sucks. I mentioned plot spoilers. Marlon Wayans doesn't make it. He dies. He's killed. And he dies right in front of Justin Whalen. Justin falls to his knees, screams, and makes the frowny, sad face, and you don't buy it because it was a good death. But you don't buy it, and he just ruins it with all the overacting. So when he's happy-go-lucky and fun, you know, attempting to be fun when he's with Marlon and they're doing their thievery stuff, he's cool. He's good. But when he's trying to be the action hero or dramatic, awful. Marlon Wayans. I've never really been a fan of Marlon Wayans. I like him in Requiem for a Dream, but I hate the first two Scary Movies, you know, with him in it. I hate his Don't Be a Menace to South Central parody movie. I hate that. I didn't mind White Chicks, but I didn't care for it. So I was expecting him to really suck in this. And he sucks, but he's not awful. First off, he's a thief. He's the loudest fucking thief in the world because there's a scene where him and Ridley they're in the School of Magic. I literally think it's called something generic like that. And they're trying to steal stuff, and he's the loudest fucking thief in the world. He's doing his little squeals, you know, his yells that he does, and he does it a lot in this movie. He tries to be funny. He tries to mac on the elf, and, you know, hey, I'm only 26. I'm 247, and he's still, I can make it work, that type of stuff. But I'll say this. As much as he annoyed me and I didn't give a shit about him, when it came to his death scene that I talked about, he's killed he gets the shit beat out of him by Jeremy Irons' second in command, who I will talk about. He takes it like a man. he's getting up like boom, 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 beaten up, beaten up, beaten up, and you think he's just gonna die like a punk. No, he pulls out a knife. He tells the guy to come on. He tries his best and goes out like a champ. So I have to respect him. That is a really good scene. Um, but the rest of it, like he tries to be the comic relief, and it's kiddie humor. It's not like this is rated PG or PG-13, so it's not like his usual humor, like the sex jokes, and there's no farts or anything like that. But it's just it's kiddie humor. Next we have, let's see, we got Thora Birch. Like I said, she looks like the childlike Empress. I don't know what she fucking did in this movie other than stand in front of some CGI, some green screen and talk to the bureaucracy. It reminded me of Padme talking to the fucking Senate in Phantom Menace. Doesn't matter. Jeremy Irons, you can tell he doesn't want to be in this movie. He does his best acting in front of green screen. He sucks. The librarian lady, she's pretty to look at, but she reminds me of a low-rent Rachel Weisz in The Mummy. We have this elf chick who I only know from... What was that one? Walking Tall. She plays the Rock's sister in Walking Tall. She's fine in here. You got that annoying dwarf. He's played by... He's in a lot of movies. He's in Freaked as the Eternal Flame. He's in The Wizard, the one that, they have to sign in, and he's talking about, you got to play Ninja Gaiden, He's there for comic relief. He sucks. The character I do like, though, is this dude. Right here. Where's my phone? That guy. He's the second in command, the muscle for Jeremy Irons. He's badass. He's the one that it's a great kill scene between him and, like I said, Marlon Wayans. And he just takes him out and then just chucks him over the fucking castle wall. He's mean. He's vicious. I love his fight scene with Ridley. Ridley finally mans up. It's a good fight scene. Ridley takes him out, but I really like that. The problem is they don't show it in the poster. But in the movie he's wearing fucking blue lipstick for some reason. So the problem is he's got all these great intimidating scenes. He's killing Justin Whalen. Like when he kills Snails, Marlon Wayans, Justin Whalen does his fall to the knees, crybaby bullshit, and then charges at him. Boom, 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 beats the shit out of Justin Whalen, stabs Justin Whalen like right here in the shoulder, and then he twists the sword. So he looks awesome, and I just cracked my wrist doing that. Problem is, you can't always take him fucking serious because he's got that fucking blue lipstick and he looks like a dork. So that's pretty much all the acting. Jeez. CGI is atrocious. I don't know the budget because I'm using my phone and I'm not going to look it up. This was like the year 2000 type of CGI, like Mortal Kombat Annihilation, Sci-Fi Channel. It's straight to video Vidmark stuff, you know what I mean? Like Leprechaun 4 CGI, and it's atrocious. The dragons look like garbage. There's like the opening scene where Jeremy Irons takes the staff, a dragon comes down, and it's going to attack him. They drop not a drawbridge, but that type of, I don't know what the fucking thing's called. The thing that they drop on the Rancor and kill him, they drop that. You see them all the time in the castles. Lands on the dragon, bad CGI death, bad CGI blood. The final fight where all the dragons are attacking everybody looks like garbage. CGI is atrocious. The green screen behind everybody, atrocious. The effects were when Ridley and the librarian lady are sucked into a map. And then that's atrocious. And then when they come back up and the green screen where they just appear, but they're in front of everybody in the background. You get what I'm saying? The action isn't bad. The fight at the end with all the dragons is distracting and stupid because of all the CGI garbage. However, a lot of the sword fights, like, again, I liked the fight between Snails and Captain Lipstick. I liked Captain Lipstick versus Justin Whalen. That was really good. There's a scene where Justin Whalen has to get some type of jewel. And he has to go through, finally, a dungeon, of all things, or like run the gauntlet type of thing. He has to get from point A to point B to get this jewel while booby traps happen. That's a really cool scene with sides falling down, arrows shooting out, flames, things, poisonous spikes coming up from the ground. This is the action stuff he's good at. And I really like this scene. The problem is, it's few and far in between the cool stuff. Most of it is we're following these bumbling fools. Wayland's always is arguing with Wayland is arguing with the librarian. Marlon Wayans is trying to mac on the elf. The dwarf is in the background just being a pig, eating and drinking. Thora Birch is doing absolutely goddamn nothing. Jeremy Irons is wondering why he's in this movie. And then Captain Lipstick is trying to be cool, but looking like a fool. I did not mean to rhyme like that. There's not much to this movie. And then you have this cheesy fucking ending. First off, Jeremy Irons is eaten by a CGI dragon off screen. Looks awful. Justin Whalen kills Captain Lipstick and stabs him, throws him off the top of the tower. Basically to bookend how Snails was killed. And then we end up being at a grave site. Justin Whalen has like a little rock that says Snails on it, and he's talking to Snails' spirit. And then suddenly magic happens, and there's a jewel that magically happened. I guess Snails is a force ghost or something. We don't see him. I don't know. It's fucking dumb. I wasted my time watching Dungeons and Dragons. Didn't give a shit about any of the characters except for this guy here, and he looked like a dork. The CGI dragons are awful. She does absolutely goddamn nothing. Marlon Wayans, I was expecting worse, but I didn't get anything good. Justin Whalen tried his best and failed. Do not recommend this movie unless you like trash. And who am I to judge? Because I like a lot of trash too. This trash was not for me. So thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Comment below if you've seen this. Do you love it? Why? Do you hate it? Am I full of shit? All that jazz. The usual stuff I say when I end these. Click the bell to get the next notification. Coming up, Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves. I've seen bits and pieces of it. Looks like a lot of fun. Everyone seems to love it. So hopefully it'll wash this bad taste out of my mouth. 21st, Frenzy and I are getting back together. John Candy Appreciation Night. The link is on my page, my YouTube channel page. Click that so you get the reminder of when we can go live. Then the 28th, Melissa Hill returns. We're going to try to end that interview properly. If you saw what happened last time, that link is there. Click that to get the notification. And then after Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves, I don't know what I'm going to do for fantasy movies. I have a list. Maybe it'll be the Narnia trilogy or the 4 movies with counting the animated one. Labyrinth. I got to do Labyrinth. Dark Crystal is planned, and then a couple other things. But that's it. Don't watch Dungeons and Dragons. Click those links for those 2 live streams. And cheers.